Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm playing Rakdos ramp again in best of 3. This is just like my most fun deck that I play in best of 3. I love the over top potential that it has. Start talking about recent multiverse, Tali, Chandra, and all that, and getting to do it early because of big score or the cruelty gigs. And I just love that. And also, weirdly enough, Preacher is probably one of my favorite cards. I love cards with multiple versatility or multiverse. Versatile. We'll go with versatile. Let's just settle that discussion right now. But I like when they can do things like draw cards or make like 1/1s because then it just becomes useful, and the 2/4 Death Toucher is really nice. Dodges a lot of removal. We have pretty much the standard removal package that you would run in a deck like this. We're a little bit light on board wipes in the main board. That's what the sideboard's for. And then cards that I've added since last time, just as kind of more of a hey, let's test these cards out more than anything, is pretty much these ones here. I added 2 Shieldreds, a Big Shieldred, and a Vein Ripper. And the reason I added Big Shieldred was for more of like kind of pushing our domain matchups and things like that over the top with flipping this, for example. When we flip it, each opponent, we destroy another permanent, kind of whatever. But each opponent discards 3 cards and then mills 3 cards. The mill is not super important, but the discarding 3 cards is, because that opens up a lot of opportunities for us to get our spells to resolve and things like that. That's kind of the idea behind it. And then our sideboard over here is just like pretty much, it's more of a tightening sideboard where if we're against a creature matchup, we add more creature removal spells and then trim kind of our slower stuff. If we're in kind of a slower matchup, we bring in our big stuff and kind of trim some of the removal. So you're pretty much on one side of the spectrum with this deck, whether you're way more removal, play our bigger stuff slower and later, or we're all in on the big stuff. We just need one to resolve and we pretty much win the game. Just like that, let's go ahead and hop into the game, see how they go, and I hope you all enjoy the content. If you do enjoy my content, please be sure to subscribe. I truly appreciate it, and let's just get out there and game. Yeah, I'll play first. Seems good. Hand seems fine. Dog seems broke. All indie company, it'll be fine. I think these guys are the same people that run Apex. Just let people come in and install aimbot. Like, what's up? Domain? Oh boy, get ready to lock in. I want you to know our win condition. Milling them out. Most times. Not a fun win condition. But it's our win condition. Probably just gonna save value and just better triumph this thing, I guess. Our cut downs are dead. So never know what these people are running, dude. We'll just keep the card. Alright, sick. I hate Lance. I play the same amount as them. I play 26. Chandra's honestly a really good card in this matchup. It's just like, I don't know how we get it down, but also, did they miss a land? I honestly wasn't expecting to draw this, nor was I expecting it not to get hit with a Leyline Binding. But apparently Leyline Binding is not available. I'll make a 1/1, and then this stuff can get Suncalled next turn. I'll play this. I'll pass. A big score. Maybe Chandra. Do a lot of consideration. Who knows? I've been kind of surprised that Leyline Binding didn't come for this, to be honest. Up to Beanstalk, had to be the draw for turn. Replace draw. Sunfall is available still. What is up, opponent? Playing a lot of lands, doing a whole lot of nothing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we know what we're getting to. If I can ever, I don't know, draw like a land on curve. You afraid of 1 damage here? Okay. Whatever up with people playing these weird cards today? Cards just like never in domain, and they're just like, I'm gonna play them. Don't worry about it. It's me. I'm the person playing it. Yes. It all resolves. Please. Auto pass. Do something. I don't care. Like. Hit me for 4. Ouchie. I'm in danger. You have a thing to do? Okay. Sure. Man, cut downs are so useless in this matchup. It's actually absurd. They're shooting my 1/1. Okay. Yes, sir. Have more stuff to play. I would like to cast this. I would like to draw 2 lands that enter the battlefield tapped. Or none at all. That's also a good option. Uh-huh. Yep. That's about what I expected. That's about what I expected. I discarded the cut down, of course, because I was like, yeah, I'll probably draw a land in 4 draws. 15 cards deep on 4 lands with 26 in the deck. Makes sense. Makes sense. I get hit for 7. They Archangel me again. I take 3 off that. I'm at 10. I could Chandra and shoot these down, I guess. And then they'll Leyline Binding this, and it won't matter. Thick. Sure. Why not? Uh-huh.
Enough talking. Let's do this.
She's down. Get this Leyline Binding. Could be a herd migration cycle, but I doubt it. Oh, it's just a land cycle? Wow, no Leyline Binding. Very cool. Now, if I can draw a land plus Chandra, I can breach twice. And then we're gaming. Okay. Maybe gaming a little less than I thought. Untap land Immodanes. Second Beanstalk, sure. Untapped land, please. You son of a... I hate it here so much, dude. They don't have anything in there, bro. Oh my god, I'm so dead, man. I mean, it just has to be like... I don't know what it can hit, but it can hit some things. Well, that sucks. See you, Chandra. And Carnosaur. Yeah, that's sick. I mean, we could bring Carnosaur back with the cruelty it gigs. I just wanted land that was untapped. And now I gotta look into Traxa with the cut down in my hand. My opponent's 7 mana looking at top 12. To draw 6. What is this? It's a draw 3. An Archangel, Herd Migration plus Cavern probably. Wow. Crazy. Realistically, with my win condition, I'm gonna have to be milling them out twice. I probably should just concede. I'll see my draw. Sure, man. I'll be so happy to get the cut downs out of my deck. Oh, hey, big score. That'd have been really cool with Chandra too. You stay. 3. Also didn't hit in land, by the way. Dinosaur. Go for the throat. I mean, there was one to hit. Guess I'll exile the Atraxas. Just look at their deck. Could do the herd migration. Oh, their Archangel? Interesting, interesting. Either way, I'm looking in their deck. I guess Archangel's bad, but like... I have so many board wipes. Okay. Yeah, so they're on Immodanes. They just play one spite for some reason. And deadly cover. Dude, these people are insane. Draw another card. We got opponent. I feel like if we would have got to breach that turn with the Chandra in play, like this game's not close, but oh, especially considering they're at 26 cards. Wow. Kind of absurd, honestly. We're like really close still. I feel like this is double kicking, taking out the invasion, I would assume. Then hitting me for 4. So it kind of serves the same purpose, but against Rakdos, more threats is better. Yeah. Third Beanstalk, sure. Seems like the thing to cast after now you can't cast in the Traxa. You have a land. I don't know. Man, do lands exist in my deck, dude? I'm in my top 20 and I have 5 in my 26. Oh boy. At this point, I just want to look. So it resolves. Relax. Okay. Yeah, we'll concede. He's just looking. No, we got a couple things we can get out of our deck, like these. Anointed with Affliction also does nothing. These are fine. Resses are good. Breach is good. Chandra's good. Liana's weirdly good. Brotherhood End is like fine, but I don't want to get too crazy with Brotherhood End because it cleans up some stuff, but it doesn't clean up everything. Path is actually like slightly better than Brotherhood End, just because if I do make a treasure, I can cut it. It's not really big on like Ward Wipe removal. Vein Ripper's probably not that great. Shielders are actually like really good too. They're gonna be bringing in the gates, probably a Jace maybe. I don't really want to cut this cruelty. I like Shielder just because they'll fill up their graveyard, that's for sure. But then like so I can flip Shieldred and use the discard mode a lot to kind of go along with my Liliana. What do I do here? Cut a land, maybe. Never know. This removal for that. That's good. This is good. What? Trim one Shieldred, because Shieldred is not necessarily good to play early. It finds itself under a binding pretty quick, but Shieldred in the late game a lot of times, especially if we force them to discard, is really nice. Because their cards like up to Beanstalk, they generally have to draw a card if they have a Beanstalk in play in order to remove the Shieldred. I'll play first. Dude, lands. Show up, please. Okay, maybe a little less than that, but next time, let's find a happy medium. Like, what is happening? I mean, I'm going to keep. I'm going to put Mountain on the bottom, I think. Because we have a field of room, we can go flush this out. And maybe enter their domain a little bit, but we don't care about their caverns that much. Let's surveil. That's pretty good. I'll leave it. I'm gonna play Eclipse after I duress our opponent. Fight I literally do not care about, so I'm gonna take the Beanstalk. Fight is such a weird card. Like, it does practically like nothing in this matchup, I think. But maybe I'm wrong. This is red black. Got another black there, so I should get red. I'm gonna make it awkward because they don't have a lot of green. Oh, well, they can cycle Herd Migration if they're paying attention here. But either way. Black. And then we'll play a Theater and Surveil. And then if we put a big creature in there, then our Cruelty Gates has value. If not, we'll just go through the 3 modes on Cruelty of Gix. Get a forest, but either way, that does limit some of their mana choices. They don't cycle the herd migration. Okay. I was like, wow, good play. And they're like, nah, never mind. Maybe they fear it's their only win con? I don't know. Man, Atali, you were just so close, huh? Never mind, Atali. You're doing fantastic. I love you, and I miss you. Sure. Now we definitely pass, and then we go for the throw to Stomper when they play the thing. Ooh, drawing cards. Okay. Sure. I think we just take the value anyway, and we go for the throw to Stomper. Oh. Hesitation. Probably just a spite if I had to imagine. Fielder's a good follow-up to this Gix. They drew their negate. They did not. Would like to go in my graveyard and grab the Atali. Chandra. Atraxa Chandra? Yeah, good draw, big dog. Big happy on that one. It went from a 1-land hand to a to a 6-land hand, and we're like, I guess we'll keep. If we complain about it, we got to do it, you know. Yeah, sure. Just run it back. My voice is dead. I played Open Gym yesterday. If you're not entirely sure, I guess I do have people who might not know. That's just basketball. We played old man basketball, which means you graduated from school. But playing that, my voice has died. I've never ran that much in a long time. Having double black here is like kind of tough, but having double red is really good, so we're not that opposed. A 1-lander from our opponent and a duress off the top of our library. Let's take a look. They have negate. Negate doesn't stop Preacher. Leyline Binding is kind of online. Herd Migration, Beanstalk. I honestly think I just take the thing. It gives them a land because they don't even have a white. You kept that hand? Just maul again. Taking Herd Migration. Obviously, Leyline Binding will be fine. They missed a land, but here's my Preacher to draw me cards. It hit a land, still no white. Beanstalk comes down, that's fine. This is where they can get value, though. Future attack. Let's take a look. We might draw a tap land here, so we want to get it down. Play it. Move on. What you got for me? You have a white mana? Herd Migration to go get a white. It actually won't be turned on, though, which is kind of funny. Reads up a lot of things. They don't have a blue or a white, so they get a white, so negate is offline. Leyline Binding unavailable right now. This up, make your mana harder. I think Leyline Binding would still be shut off here, but they can get a negate, which I don't care at this present moment. Yeah, like negate's held up, but again with this board, they're playing to a Sunfall. They can't Topiary Stomper. Do I just channel this? I do get to play the Carnosaur. I can just put on pressure really bad though this way. Yeah, I'm going to just pressure it up, make another creature. Their Sunfall is going to be big regardless. There's not really a whole lot I can do, but if I can put pressure on and just constantly push this out, because the problem is once they start hitting lands, that's actually where we run into trouble more than anything. You would think it'd be the other way around, but it's just not. Attack. Have negate held up. There's a Chandra, so I might just jam this Cruelty of Gix in general just to force pressure, force them to negate. But also they just don't have the mana, so I guess it's just Carnosaur. Like, they're 2 turns away from a Sunfall. Let's just present a lethal threat that we know dodges negate, I guess. Don't worry. I was thinking about it. Get another Preacher. Negate's still not good. Alright, opponent. You have choices. Line binding, beanstalk. When I hit the Carnosaur, of course. Problem is, even when they get to the turn that they do get to Sunfall, if they rip like 2 lands and they survive here, it's not going to matter too much because I'm going to be able to Chandra them. They beanstalk again. You have a blue. No? Alright, well, that's a uneventful way to take down Domain, but get the Spite out of the deck, please. Also, Multi 5, probably, but very cool. We'll move on. Deck hates me today, man. Like, been playing a couple of games with this deck. I just can't open with a 3-lander ever, but I'm keeping. I know how many lands I do play. If I surveil land down, I would say pretty much any land at this point I'll probably keep. It's like we're against Convoke or Angels. Play this down and then just go for the third disc, not give them value off of it. Plus some of their angels are artifacts, so our go for the third aren't necessarily that good. Okay, go for the third works out perfectly fine here. Just pop it. The pop it and lock it thing just showed up in my brain. Very upset about that. Gianna number 2 doesn't really give us any info because it could have just been in hand, but we're gonna play down a Preacher. It could have a Get Lost, it could be a Lightning Helix or a Lightning Strike, because why would we play Lightning Helix? It's also possible I think it's a rare because of the stupid way that Magic's printed cards at times. Steel Seraph, sure. That's one of the cards I talked about not being able to answer. Oh boy. I mean, at this point, might as well attack. They block. They're insane. But I like making a lifelinker here just matters. Here in this. And we take a big bonk. And then we play a Vein Ripper. Go from there. Lifelink, maybe? Okay. Last card. Lightning Strikes. Pain. Agony. Attacks. The other thing is, if we keep making 1/1s and they keep kind of allowing it, our Vein Ripper is going to get a lot of value whenever we Brothers Hit in next turn, potentially. God. Okay, maybe I should have played my Vein Ripper. Messed up. It's like one of the habits of like attacking first and then playing your thing. Just have ward sack of creatures, so yeah, we can do whatever here. You're attacking with just the Seraph. This. Because, like, sure, they'll gain some life, but this will die, and then they'll lose 2, and I'll gain 2. So it's like a good way to remove both. Oh, I died to a Lightning Strike on a stack? Okay, sure. I have no idea what to put in this matchup. Got down to, like, fine, but not great. Liliana's good, it seems. They're a weird burn deck for some reason. There's times that I think people are just insane, and this is one of them. I just don't even know what to sideboard in because I have no idea what they're doing. I'm gonna bring in these. They seem fine. Honestly, Go for the Third's not even like that bad technically. Osadin can answer some things like Giada, but honestly, might just be safer to take them out. Brother said in just play on my spot up removal and like the Lily. Run it like this, I guess. I have no idea really, because they're just playing like this really weird deck that I've not seen. Like Boros, but slamming angels, I guess. Play first. Jesus, man. Just give me a couple of lands in my opener for once. keep because Deadly's so good here. I guess big score's got to go. I'll play this and surveil. That's all I can go in the yard. Deadly cover up meets its quota. Oh, Extractor Tree is pretty good. Hey, they do play Lightning Helix. They're just really weird. They play Lightning Strike too. It's like, what are we doing? I don't know. It's so weird. I guess like this has haste. Well, apparently Annoyed is just a dead card. I'm gonna take the one with Ward now. Play another land. We'll get Lightning Strike or Helix. Yep. What do we got, opponent? Please play your cards. Huh? Okay. Weirdly gets value here. Now haunted. We'll pass. Oh, in the yard. I don't really feel comfortable discarding either of these cards. My big score. But I think I just let Talking Numa go. Deadly cover up's got too much value in it. No surprise, but I meet more of the requirement. All right, more land. Very cool. Hey, there's a Preacher. That can't be Lightning Helix at least. We're gonna Field of Ruin their Cavern here. Even though I can't do this, but we have a reason for it. They'll probably float a mana or not. I don't know. I thought they were gonna float a mana, then I was gonna pass phases and then see if they would Lightning Strike me or something. But they decided not to. But sure. If they have Lightning Helix plus Lightning Helix to remove my Preacher, then so be it. I just say I doubt it, but again, so be it. On the Angel, missing the life? Okay. It's Ollie. Get creature up, shield it in. Archangel in as well. Or what the heck? This one is black. Cast like this. They'll play shielded as well. Aces to place. And we'll attack. Down to 18. And I have a massive board to 16. To a concession. Do you think I messed up with the Anointed? I think I'd rather have Go for the Throat be a dead card after we looked at their hand. I just wasn't sure if they were on the bigger angels or what. But now that I know that, I'm definitely going to hold and Go for the Throats because they're better with Anointed, and Anointed will just have to come in for whatever. I mean, we saw way more white creatures this time. I love that I can't see their hand. We saw way more white creatures this time, right? Yeah, I guess these barrages are honestly good. I guess Anointed's probably bad then in comparison to that. Yeah, sweet. We're gonna do this. Well, at least my deck heeded my warning or my prayers. Finally gave me some lands to operate with this time around, which is pretty sweet. I appreciate that. Our main phase, tap land, no surprise there. Tap land from us, Go for the Throat in hand. Second Preacher, pretty good. We'll keep. The only real problem with Preachers is like the life is never really going to meet that requirement because I'm going to get lightning strikes or lightning helix. He's going to be under, and this is going to have to make 1/1 life linkers. But we'll see. We'll see. Splendid Angel. We just pop that immediately. So I can slam this Preacher next turn. 3 Preachers in a row. Actually not like the worst because they're a card that we can attack and get value with. They're probably going to drop a 4-mana one here to hopefully maybe trade us off. And the ward, which they might think is safe. But it's not. Target here. A resolve. Decline to pay the ward. Gone. Sure. We'll attack. There. Play another Preacher. If it comes down to them land sunfalling me or something crazy like that, then so be it. All right. So we get hit for a bit. With that. Confused. Dazed and confused if you would. That'd be 3, right? When a player attacks with 5 or more creatures. 5? When they attack with 3 or more, you draw a card? Okay. These ones? Give them the option if they'd like. I have a mana, so let's get their man land gone. They shock me. Holes in walls, that's for sure. By another Preacher. Very weird stance that we're in. That's for sure. Well, that works pretty well. Definitely discard a card. That's all I can go. What we have here? Sick. And now it's just we're sitting in the brigade for sure. Make 3 more 1/1s. Attack them to 2, 4, 6. 9 in total. Up to 9, basically negating that lightning helix. Aurelia comes in again. Land off the top. Fine, that doesn't work. Take 3, they gain 3. If that's the way it works, I cannot believe a game like that. Do they not know how their card works? I can't attack them here. I think. Am I dead? Are they dead? Is that enough? I wasn't even thinking about doing the math like I was going to, but maybe they already looked at the math. So this block's here, right? This block's 2. They gain 3. What? Right? Yeah, I lose 3, they gain 3. So they go to 11. 2, 4, plus 6. We live at 1. Am I mistaken? But I go up life, I gain like 6. I go to 2, I gain 6. I gain 8. You hit me for 4 plus 3. I go to 1. Any burn spell and you win. Well, I guess this wouldn't be here because you had to block this. Yeah. So 2, 4 plus 6 is 10. Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense that they concede, but I don't think that was like worth conceding. Maybe I'm wrong, but. Well, we found a new way to win. Just kind of present lethal and just pause for a minute. And maybe they'll just pick them up. Alright, I can actually start this game. Sweet. Do I keep this? Probably. A little bit slower, but it does have like a 3 mana play each way. Alright, maybe too slow. Maybe I lose. It's crazy. We do draw a land, so visit a land on top. Well, Preacher's pretty good. Good wall, maybe. Only problem, I guess maybe I'm supposed to let Preacher go and just rely on these to remove stuff. We got a 1. Okay. Arena telling them I have nothing by auto passing my turn, pretty much. Like one of the bad parts about Arena is like I played a land and there's just like no way for me to respond. It's just like, hey man, we're gonna run all the way down. Best case scenario is they play land, they play this questing druid, and then they shock me and then hit me. Okay. A bit more to the board, please. A bit more to the board. A bit more to the board. Go wide. I'm Rakdos target removal deck. Ah, this is smart. Monstrous Rage. Fire. Oh, I mean, that just makes sense, right? It hits. I'm down to 12. No, like, real pause there, it seemed. So let's just try to wipe these off the board. And we'll just take a reset, I guess. Then I can play land, play the Shieldred, and just kind of hope they don't have removal for it. Then draw cards, establish a Preacher after that. Scamper is pretty good. It's actually kind of hard for us to deal with. No questing druid still. They're going for the one-shot cannon here. I think. I mean, I know that they can put a lot of damage on this and kill me with it, but I think playing a Shieldred might just be fine enough. Lightning Strike play with fired, but that's 2 cards out of their hand without their questing druid in play. Kimono plus land, not the scariest thing I've ever seen. So far, I feel fine. I feel like everything's working out a little bit for us. Oh, this is the thing I hate about like some of the cards from this set. Is like why this isn't an artifact, but all the other mites and stuff are. Makes me so mad, bro. Makes me so mad. They attack with Scamper. They could have Monstrous Rage. They could have other buff spells, but I think Shieldred's going to find a block regardless. No attack, which kind of gives us some information. Gain that life. Now, do we Carnosaur? Or do we Preacher into Vein Ripper? Go that route. I mean, I like that route. Wish I had another Brotherhood in my hand. I would like that a lot more. I just don't know. Do Vampire. So if we keep drawing other lands, I'm gonna hold up. Like I'm gonna keep this talking Numa for some other things. We'll play a Preacher here. A lot of Death Touch coming across the board, so we don't really have to like go nuts. And with the Scamper, like real. Oh my! Stop questing you. Makes sense why they're not playing too many. They're kind of bottlenecked on green a lot. This gives Trample. They have another Scamper. They have to play both of those this turn if they want the value. They find a second green. I could see double questing Druid and then play the other 2 spells, making like a lot of 3/3s here. That makes sense to me, but obviously I don't know what's in their hand. All right, they're going a little bit different here. Scamper. Yeah, no questing Druid play here is a little surprising. Scamper Trample. Weird part is it kind of doesn't matter because whatever I touch, I do remove. I know with what's on my board. That's like one, like one of the hard things about playing against this deck. Now, Druid doesn't have the Witchstalker Frenzy. Oh, that's tragic. Wow, just 2. Have 2. I mean, Preacher has to block here. Still don't. If they do nothing else, still unsure why this is one of these were not played. Unless they just have the 4th copy, then you know the stack's nuts. Which could happen. Could be a thing. But actually, this Carnosaur, now that my Shield is in the yard, because I have a lot of good hits on Carnosaur, and these actually aren't artifacts. This Vein Ripper's good. But like, is it better than Carnosaur? Maybe? They can't even target my Vein Ripper without sacrificing a creature, and then I gain life. Yeah, let's just Vein Ripper. Because then if I Vein Ripper and I survive, then Carnosauring, either removing something will give me some life, or vice versa, in which like if I Vein Ripper and say it hits a Brotherhood End or something, or say my Vein Ripper, and Vein Ripper will get exiled with this Kamano, by the way. There's Kamanos on the board, so like the exile removal doesn't work. But we'll see. Anger on that one. The draw, life. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna block. I have to. Then I get shot for 4. They sack and they shoot me for 4. Yep. Yep. I can do it, I guess. I think we had a good chance of actually surviving this game. That's why I didn't like go compete right away, but I like our odds in the next couple of games more. Travis Anointed. And they're mainly creatures. Extracts are probably fine. These aren't. That's an enchantment creature, so we can't find late game value off of it potentially. But realistically, we just have to be ready to remove everything. Two, one, 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 one. Yeah, Hidetsugu's also good here. Chandra's slow. Vein Ripper's weirdly slow, I think. Like, it looked good in that one spot, but I don't think it's good. Yeah, I can go. This. Extract. The rest are good, but I just don't know. Are they worth it? I'm gonna just do this. A little bit thin on it. Like, don't go too crazy, because like the rest obviously has a lot of misses if they're creature heavy hand, but Extract's Truth also has a lot of misses if they get their creatures down early. We're on the play, so it shouldn't matter too much. Always be good. Like, kind of okay. Our Field of Ruin can make it better, so we'll keep. And we have an Anointed right away, so we can exile the Scamp that they play on turn 1. Maybe. That's Kamana. Okay. We know our Field of Ruin already has value now. My next turn really try to prioritize getting it, but with what's in our hand right now, I think we're good. Yeah, we'll play Field of Ruin if they give us the opportunity this time. We'll definitely pop the thing. They're gonna cycle a Questing Druid, I have to imagine. This can also sometimes be risky, but like with that play there, gonna flip. They're gonna Swift Spear, try to Ancestral Anger it, I imagine. And then I can either Anointed it, which I might not. I might still just prioritize Field Ruining, let them draw that card. But do we really want to take the loss in life here? And the answer is probably no, especially when I can just like slam a Shielder next turn. Anger has to be cast now. On that, fantastic as well. We will just try to exile it. And who knows? Maybe we rip a red land here and they play another creature and then we're chilling. If not, we also can still establish our Shieldred if we want. Also, if we rip another land that's untapped, which that is, we might even prioritize big scoring here. But I do just like playing Shieldred. That's what I'm going for, I guess. Like, I don't really want to discard anything currently in our hand. Like, if we draw a cut down, like, I'm way more happy to discard that, I think. And then big scoring after I have a Shieldred in play just gains us 4 life, so it feels pretty solid if it sticks. Not entirely sure if it will. I still have that best of 1 brain where I'm like, they'll have the Witch Stalker Frenzy here and it just won't matter. But, who knows, maybe they won't. Maybe they will. So Spear, Witch Stalker is still up and available. Yep, look at that. Look at my best of 1 brain. Still annoying. Just like see this nonstop every time, but sure. Gotta play with fire too. You cashing in. It makes sense. Opponent. Oh, now it doesn't even work. Boy. Oh wait, it does. Never mind. I'm trolling. So black. Actually, I mean, I have to do the double red, I guess. This one. Okay. Did a little checksy boo there. I don't know if you saw it. We're at 3 damage here. We passed through our main phase because Arena will give us information. So we just passed through our first, went straight to our second. And that means their other card wasn't an instant speed spell or a spell that they could actually cast right away. I'm gonna attempt it again. No pauses, and Witch Stalker is an instant. Camper, sure. Last card. That's a big score. Send the Tolly to the grave. Gain some more life here. Put this in the bin. We will attempt to cut down on this. Camper is like the only thing that they can kind of grow and cause a lot of problems. Like realistically, the amount of growing that this has to do in order to trample over a Shieldred plus kill us is way more work for them with 2 cards in hand than the Scamper can. But we'll see. That's a start. Draw, lose 2. Has trample now. Attack a block. Definitely absorbing that for sure. Sick. Play this. Do last mode. Grab this. Ollie. You know, Shieldred might have even be better. Big score, Monster Rage. I guess. This right here. Just set it within that range, you know. And then with that play, just grab this, auto play it, free, and then we'll go grab our Shieldred. Our graveyard. Shieldred's better. Bendable, non-bendable. On the 9 to go. I'm quite bored. I have to give it up. So definitely need to be on the removal more. I did not put Path Peril in play. Oh, I forget we just play a 1-of Path in the side. It's just way better than Brother's Hood in. And I think I'm down to rock this. I know we're trimming on our Brother's Hood in here. Might seem crazy, but I don't think we need to go overboard. Honestly, these Breach and Multiverses are pretty bad. I don't know why I kept them in. They're so bad. Like comparatively to like other cards that I could bring in, they're so bad. Let's do that. We try it. I kind of want to try it. It is fine, I guess. It is fitting that 3-mana category of just like, we'll play 2 tap lands. Hopefully we draw an untap land. That fits the bill. We have to do this a little bit differently though. Got to play this tapped and then play this tapped and then the rest them. We got anger. We missed on land. We're in combat. That's 3. Ah, it's Besagi. Okay. Well, Vince, let's take a gander. Witchstalker Frenzy is tough. There's a Scamper. There's Play with Fire. I mean, we could play around these Witchstalker Frenzies, though. That's actually not that big of a deal. Play with Fire is also not that big of a deal, but this case kind of sucks. But realistically, we don't care, because if they, like, untap, play the case, do the thing, we can always lifts it, I guess. Case is the only card that's, like, actually, like, because that gives them so many fresh cards, honestly. No upkeep Play with Fire to try to dig for a land, so that's sweet for us. No way to save their creatures from our Brotherhood end right now that we know of. Play with Fire now. Keep on top. 2's going to be a problem. You hit a land, but we want to make sure we play the Cliffs first. Then we have 2 options. Like, play a Preacher, force them to Witchstalker Frenzy. If they don't, because they want to play things down. Take a look. 3rd Witchstalker Frenzy. Okay, so our creature's never good. Understood. Understood, opponent. So now we just have to Brotherhood in this Swiss Spear. And then we'll play Preacher. And the Preacher, like, can attack, but it then gets Witchstalker Frenzy because this works for both players. Or it just gets Witchstalker Frenzy. I mean, let's play it. Start making them use their spells. We just need to top deck something good. Yeah, I mean, they're probably in the same experience. Okay. That's like close. Now we need to top deck almost anything in our deck. Oh, wow. They're ripping lands as well. Okay. Maybe something a little bit different than that. I'm going straight to mode 2. But I gotta go get a land. Like, straight up. I hate that I gotta get a land here because it's so risky. Down to 8, but like knowing their last 2 cards in hand, score is like good, honestly, at replacing the cards in our hand, so I'll keep. If it was another card on top, then we would reanimate it. This comes back. Just bring back this Preacher. They drew a card. Is this a Questing Druid? Is that how they're going to try to get back into this? Probably comes down. Could maybe combo. There's a Cruelty of Gix. We're just on the, if we hit another one, we're just on the bottom mode and grabbing like their Scamper or something. We can't take 3 more damage for no reason. What do we do? A Questing Druid. They've hit a lot of lands, so it's only logical to like think maybe. Oh yeah, they should definitely play with Fire. Ensure that I hit a bad card. Sure, I hit a card that doesn't make a lot of sense. You could Witchstalker it here. I play with Fire and a cut down. I mean, I'll play with Fire. I'm not that opposed. You get a Scry. Carnosaur seems like reasonable. I'd much rather have hit it than my go for the throat. We're at 6. The only thing I think we're like realistically looking for, I think they're in a debate whether they're going to Witchstalker this and then just give up that I have an Atali, which would make sense. Wow, they hit a land. That's devastating. That is absolutely crushing. Really good for us. Really awful for them. Another thing that like sucks about Wish Stalker Frenzies, right, is like they've had 3 cards affecting our life total that have essentially been dead in comparison to like what they could be. But here we're definitely going to attack for 7. I mean, we have the door closed next turn. We might as well risk doing it, right? The only way I think we lose in a spot like this is like questing Druid into 2 lightning strikes, which could happen if they play them. Questing Druid into like a Scamper. Oh my god. We were close. They can almost technically do it again. It's 7/7. My Italias, they highlighted it. Both have trample. They could questing Druid and then monstrous rage. They did it on their turn, so I guess it's gonna go away. What is that? Trample, players can't gain life. I mean, sure. But nothing that they can do here. Alright, let's talk about the deck list a little bit and kind of some of our experience. I had to go do something, so the matches might be a little bit fuzzy on how they went. I was busy. Also, I didn't upload yesterday, which not my intention. I wanted to, but I had some YouTube issues on the back end that I had to resolve. And that kind of took most of my time to do that, and then it wasn't worth like getting the upload out. And I'd rather not upload something that's really bad just to get a video out. Instead, I just went ahead and said we won't upload, focus on the next day. So here we are. Yeah, the deck list performed pretty well. I think I made a couple of sideboarding mistakes. I made a couple mistakes in game too, just kind of like it kind of fumbles into the same thing I've talked about when recording content as well. Is you end up talking so much sometimes about plays and what other people are doing that you kind of just like overload your brain, and then you just make the wrong play because you're like, yeah, I should do this or this, and this, and then you're like, oh, I should do this, but then you end up like just grabbing the wrong card and playing it or doing something random. And it happens sometimes. I notice it like when I talk, I need to kind of just like stop and like actually look at what I need to do for a second and do it and then talk about it. But I think it went well today. I think we see the power that it has, other than like my opening hands were kind of all over the place. It was like either high on land count or like really low on land count. We kind of had to keep a couple of 2-landers today and just hope that it worked out. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. Is what it is, what you'll get sometimes. But we did add some new cards. I brought them up at the beginning of the video. But Gildred, we got added into the deck. We talked about it previously. So we put it in here. Vein Ripper is in the deck. I had some success with this in other decks. I was kind of curious if this shouldn't be a reanimate target that we want in some of the like I don't want to say convoke matchup because that is kind of a tough one. I do think we don't play this card essentially. Like this was more of a, can we find value for Vein Ripper in this deck at all, because it is just a hard creature to remove for some decks. Like for example, Control finds a hard time removing this, but like, are we that bad in that matchup anyway? We just play a Cavern, slam it a Tully, get our breaches through somehow. Like we play enough discard in our sideboard to kind of win games 2 and 3, maybe escape with game 1, win game 2 or 3. So I'm not sure if this is needed, but that was kind of the idea behind it. Also against like some of the Esper decks where they're kind of thin on cards and they value so many cards, this is good. But then they play Wedding Announcement, so this doesn't specify that the creature has to be an actual creature. It can still be a token creature, so it doesn't even work that well against Esper. We saw it come in one time. I kind of messed up the combat chain on it. I'm just so used to attacking first and then playing the spell after, and Vein Ripper was the card there. Like maybe we would have seen it get way more value, but it was one of the things where I kind of messed up. And then when I played the Vein Ripper and I blocked to keep the Vein Ripper around, it died to a lightning strike. Not my brightest game I've ever played. So, I mean, I know that I'm going to watch it back again when I edit and everything, just really see how bad of a play it was. I'm going to want to cut it too, but I'm not going to. I mean, sometimes I play horribly. It is what it is when I upload every day or attempt to upload every day. Like, sometimes I'm not going to be the sharpest, and that's what's tough. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. But outside of that, I mean, just talk about the deck a little bit more. Plays some of my favorite cards. I did add this shielded as well. I like this shielded for the control matchup. Mainly, I wanted it for the side aspect of it, in terms of being like, this enters, make you sack something, flip it, blow up something, kind of like a little bit more for the domain matchup. Let them use their leyline bindings and stuff. We don't have a whole lot of ways to deal with enchantments outside of the sideboard and artifacts. The backside can technically do that if it's like an enchantment creature or something, but we can also blow up planeswalkers, which we're pretty light on that ability. But the discard 3 is where we really thrive here. And this card's also really good against Boros, because putting all creatures from the graveyards onto the battlefield, if we're to the point that we just Brothers Hood end them, blow off their board multiple times, and we get to play the shielded, flipping it, if that bottom mode resolves, they die on the spot, because we're going to bring back so many of their creatures and potentially an Immodanger recruiter to just smack them for a ton. So I wanted to just play it because I also do just enjoy playing this card. And we slotted 2 shielders in. But Atali still continues to be one of my favorite cards to play. I love playing it in general. And then same with Barista Multiverse. Awful to kind of play in paper, not going to lie. Make sure your deck sleeve that you use are like a very unique color. Like, don't pick the most popular colors, because you don't want to be stealing cards or get your cards put in their decks for some reason. So be aware of that if you ever play a stack in paper, because that is a ongoing issue. I play this against Golgari at my locals, and we both have the same sleeves, and we both play cards like Shieldred, we both play cards like Preacher, and it definitely gets to the point that we have to be like, after the match, we both have to counter deck and make sure we have the exact cards that we have. But outside of that, again, sideboard is pretty much just a kind of like where we just lock up and play things that are important. Like creature matchup, bring in the removal. Non-creature matchup, bring in everything else. Pretty much an Extracted Truth kind of always ends up coming in, because you can always kind of find value with how decks are currently built. Like, worst case scenario, you don't take the creature and it draws late, you blow up a Wedding Announcement, you blow up like a Leyline Binding, things like that. You can always find value for the Extracted Truth. Hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to call it here, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.